Really is a heartbreaking game of hurry up and wait as rough seas delay efforts to find more survivors in that Italian cruise ship disaster off the coast of Italy. So far, 11 people are dead with 28 others listed as missing. Divers hope to blow more holes in the side of the cruise liner to help search for anyone who might still be alive inside. The scale of this disaster clearly visible even in this image from space. NBC's Duncan Golestani is live for us in Giglio with the very latest. And Duncan, bring us up to speed about the search efforts and where they stand.
Hey Thomas, well I think it's been a frustrating day for the rescue workers here on Giglio. They had wanted to blow 4 holes into the Costa Concordia in order to gain access to parts of the ship were blocked, but it's not been possible because it moved slightly overnight, meaning it's unsafe for divers. What we have seen in the last couple of hours is helicopters dropping off equipment we understand to be used in the coming days to pump water from the ship. So increasingly this is looking like a salvage operation rather than a rescue mission. Hope fading fast to finding anyone alive. Of course, more than 20 people missing, 11 confirmed dead.
Certainly that's got to be disappointing news for the families that are hopeful that their loved ones will be found. NBC's Duncan Golestani. Duncan, thanks so much. I appreciate that. You know, the most damning evidence of what some are calling cowardly conduct by the ship's captain is being heard around the globe now on audio tape. In one angry exchange, the Italian Coast Guard orders the captain to get back on his boat and help the passengers. He says, quote,
"Va a bordo della nave e mi viene a dire, mi riporta quante persone ci sono." Allora, le dico una cosa. Fischettino, che lei si è salvato forse dal mare, ma io lo porto veramente molto male, le faccio passare l'anima di guai. Vado a bordo, cazzo, tramite la biscagina e mi dica cosa si può fare, quante persone ci sono e che bisogno hanno. Ora!
It's an amazing exchange. Joining me now to talk about the legal repercussions of this incident is attorney and maritime legal expert John Hickey. Jack, it's great to have you here with me this morning as we listen to that exchange, which is just a small portion of the audio tape, the back and forth between the Port Authority and the captain. When you hear the captain basically ignoring these repeated orders to return to the ship, whining about how dark it was, his lawyer says that he couldn't get back onto the ship given its condition. When you hear that, what is your reaction? Should he have gotten back on that ship as instructed by the commandant on shore?
Thomas, that's a good question. You know, number one, he should never, ever have left. It is a basic tenet of maritime law, and one of the first principles that you learn as a master when you go to school is that the master is in charge of everything. He's in charge of all the personnel on the ship. He's in charge of rescue operations. And number one, the master is the last human being off that ship. He should never have gotten off that ship. This is not without precedent, unfortunately. There have been disasters on cruise ships, actually, where masters have gotten off before all the passengers. There was the Yarmouth Castle in 1965, a fire where the master did just that. And the master of the rescuing ship, as a matter of fact, ordered that master of the Yarmouth Castle back onto his ship just as the Coast Guard officer in Italy ordered Captain Schiaffino back on his ship. This is actually a disgusting and unforgivable lapse in responsibility and leadership. And if you talk to the passengers on the ship, what they say is there was nobody there supervising or acting as a leader.
Yeah, they were saying it was systemic all across the board, that everybody manned for themselves. The old expression, Jack, the captain goes down with the ship. How does that stand up in modern law, modern maritime law?
Well, you know, and there's been a lot of talk about this. The captain, of course, does not go down with the ship. He or she is supposed to live to fight another day. But the captain is supposed to be the last person on the ship. Now, where does this come from? Well, this comes from hundreds, if not thousands of years of maritime standards. Number one. Number two, it's in every manual. It's in the Merchant Mariner's Officer's Manual as the very first principle for a master. It's not strictly in a federal statute in the United States, but Whether it's in an Italian statute, I don't know, but my sense of it is that the prosecution criminally is not just for leaving the vessel, so to speak, before all the passengers are off, but it's a collection of things that the captain did, right from veering off course, heading into a shoal, not calling for Mayday for something like an hour after the ship ran hard aground on those rocks off of the island, and then delaying the evacuation of the ship, and then he gets off the ship. All of this contributed to, it's thought now, all of this contributed to the 11 deaths.
It is such a tragedy, comedy of errors, and I just want to get it out there that the captain is charged with manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, and abandoning ship. He is on house arrest right now, roughly facing 15 years behind bars. Attorney and maritime legal expert John Hickey. Jack, thanks again for your insight. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Thomas.
An army of 1 million Wisconsin